St. Bartholomew's was founded in 1835, and it had its first building in Lower Manhattan. It eventually moved to Midtown, first at 44th and Madison Avenue, and then here on Park Avenue and 51st Street. The building here was built in 1918. The organ here at St. Bartholomew's is the largest pipe organ in New York City. It has 168 stops, 225 ranks of pipes, and over 12,000 pipes altogether. I'm William Trafka, and I am the organist and director of music at St. Bartholomew's Church. I began playing organ in church at 11 years old. I grew up in Southwest Philadelphia in a Roman Catholic parish, and I began playing for masses there and accompanying the children's choir at my parish. And yeah, we're not quite getting to the G sharp altos. Well, I was scared to death, frankly. Coming to New York City, coming to a very famous church with certainly one of the greatest pipe organs was intimidating to me. So I worked very, very hard to make sure that I was prepared for everything that I had to play for. That's going to be great, thank you. Tenors and basses, same thing, please. The F of deaf is on the rest. I love the sound of the instrument. I just thought it was majestic with its grandeur, its wonderful colors. And I also love the literature. The great composers like Johann Sebastian Bach, César Franck, Louis Vierne, Marcel Dupré. St. Bartholomew's for many years was famous for the presentation of oratorios every Sunday afternoon. Great choral works which were normally accompanied by orchestra, but were accompanied by organ here at St. Bartholomew's, and therefore had a lot to do with the enlarging of the instrument over the years. The organ here at St. Bartholomew's is the largest pipe organ in New York because it has the most amount of pipes. But also what makes it unique are all the locations in the north chancel and the south chancel. And then in the west end of the building, there's a gallery organ, which has a very large trumpet stop called the trumpet en chamade. And very unique to any instrument in the United States, there's a division in the dome, which is called the celestial division. Off to my left and my right are what are called the stops, the individual sounds that one hears on the organ. There are 168 stops altogether on this instrument. So what happens when I pull a stop, and this is the 8-foot principal stop, it signals in the wind chest on which a set of pipes resides. It signals to the wind chest to open up that particular channel to air. Air flows into that channel, and when I play one particular note, a pallet underneath the pipe opens and the air is forced into the pipe. And that is just one pipe that you hear. For every single note on this keyboard, there is a pipe. So there are 61 pipes just for that one stop. Add that all together, you have 12,422 pipes.
And they're all accounted for. Organ pipes come in two basic different types. There are flue pipes, which are basically whistles. They can be made out of wood. They can be made out of metal. They can be, like the facade pipes in the north case, decorated. They can be very, very small. They can be as big as 32 feet long, and there are pipes of that size in this organ. Essentially, air comes up through the foot of the pipe, out through the flue, which is a very narrow slit, across the lip and energizes the column of air inside the pipe, and with the resulting sound, it's basically a whistle. And so the organ has thousands of whistles in it. It has a second type of organ pipe that has a vibrating brass reed, a very thin reed in the foot of the pipe. And when air is blown up through the boot, we normally wouldn't do this because it's a brass reed and it corrodes, but you get a tone. Generally, when the temperature is stable and so forth, it's the reed stops that we do adjustments to each week on Friday, and it's just minor tuning of them. A complete tuning of the organ, stem to stern, takes about a month to tune every single pipe in and get everything just right. So the pipes are fitted with sleeves on the top that can be moved with the tuning iron. In some cases, they have caps that are felted, and those also can be moved. The reed pipes have a brass tuning wire that clamps against the brass reed, and that it just takes the very barest touch to change the tuning of it. They're extremely delicate. These pipes have a wood plug in the top, a stopper that is packed with leather to make it airtight, and that's how these are tuned. There are a lot of different things one has to do to tune the organ. In some cases, you have to climb up pipes that are 4 stories high to get to the top of them to tune them. It's a fairly, at times, athletic undertaking to tune an organ.
Alto. Another way that the instrument is different is that it has a pedal board for the feet. And the pedals are either used to reinforce a bass line or to play a bass line. The pedals can also participate in counterpoint. What's great about this instrument, it really represents a lot of movements that happened in organ building from the end of the 19th century to 1971. It's one of the great examples of the American classic design, which sought to play all of the literature well, all different styles, Baroque music, Romantic music, contemporary music. It's a very versatile instrument. It leads hymn singing beautifully. It accompanies choirs beautifully. It plays solo organ literature, and all of it quite successfully. And there's the extra added bonus that it plays orchestral transcriptions quite beautifully as well, and very convincingly. Ye blind, behold, your Savior comes. Just altos, tenors, and basses. Ye blind? I think the only other thing I'd like to say is the reason why I'm in this profession. And it is because there is a great history, a great heritage of sacred music. And it's well recognized that these great sacred pieces are masterpieces. But when they are sung or when they are played in the context of a liturgy for which they were intended, they become elevated. They take on a very, very different meaning. And I feel it is my role as a church musician to perform these works as beautifully as I possibly can so that this great heritage will move on into the future.